Sauce, Michael here.
Let's break a world record. With 21 years of age, Lexi Alford from California is currently the youngest person to ever been to every single country on the earth. But not for long. Since February 2024, I'm traveling the world and recording my adventure. If you want to be part of this trip and not miss out on any of the experiences, don't forget to follow me on my socials because the journey starts now. I took my dad for a 1,000 kilometer cycling tour through 4 different European countries in 1 week. After coming back from my Balkans trip, we started off in Krefeld, which is a German town close to the Dutch border where he lives. From there we arrived in Venlo, the first city in the Netherlands, after just 2 hours. After a quick ice cream and coffee break, we had to take this cute ferry to overcome the river Maas and continue our tour towards Belgium. Shortly later we crossed the Dutch-Belgian border in Lausanne and instantly noticed the immense downfall of the cycling path conditions from these 2 countries. That meant it would get a lot harder, and after we reached the first 100 kilometer mark, I was so done. But a break with sweets at the gas station somehow unlocked a new energy boost in my legs, and we managed to get to Leopoldsburg, a small city eastern to Brussels, where we stayed for the night before the sunset. The next morning I felt the sore muscles everywhere, in my legs, my back and even my ass. I was super shocked how in shape my dad still was, aged 60 years old. I definitely had my troubles keeping up with his speed and stamina. Anyways, the show must go on, and when we arrived in Brussels I was already getting used to the feeling in my bones. Of course we had to get in some carbs in form of Belgian fries before we made our way out of the capital city and back on track. We finished day 2 after 157 kilometers in Sint-Maria-Lierde, a cute little village halfway between Brussels and France. The next morning we woke up to heavy rain. Even though we waited some time for the bad weather to pass, it wouldn't get better, so we decided to cheat a little and take the train for the 70 kilometers to Lille. Some sightseeing and a hot chocolate later, the sun came out again and we were excited to finally be on our bikes again. The next stop was Ypres in Belgium, where we wanted to see some leftover war graves and bunkers of the First World War. To be honest, we didn't discover much besides some graveyards of the Allied soldiers, but at least the old town was beautiful and offered a warm soup on this rainy day. So far, so good. The mood was great, but this would not last for long, because what followed was maybe the most exhausting and fogged up part of the whole tour. The nearer we came to the North Sea, the crazier the wind got. It was so hard to get those miles in and just wasn't fun at all. With some delay but gladly still before darkness we made it to the coast of Dunkirk, which marked the final destination of day 3. Of course we had to visit the War Museum in Dunkirk before continuing the tour alongside the French beach. Day 4 would be our laziest day since we only would ride 80 kilometers to Bruges, which was good because that gave us more time to enjoy one of Europe's most beautiful cities and to patch up our fogged up hamstrings. The next day would be the second time for us to get into Dutch territory. Fun fact about this turn right here, this is exactly the place where I learned how to ride a bike. Some ferry rides and deep fried fish with fries later, we settled for a camping site in Zeeland. On day 6 we had to leave the seaside where we made our way to The Hague and Amsterdam, which both amazed me, with the last one still being one of my top tier cities to this day. By now I had one of the worst sunburns ever. Day 7 was the first time we had some luck with the wind. Even though it got rainy towards the end, we managed to get all the way to Arnhem, which was close to where we started from. One last empowering dinner and a visit at the museum of the famous bridge of Arnhem, and it was time for us to pass the last international border. The weather was great and the landscapes just fitting for the final kilometers of our journey. In the afternoon we arrived back in Krefeld and I couldn't really believe that we actually did it. 1,000 kilometers in 8 days through 4 different countries, all with my dad. That was an experience for a lifetime.